You're not. She's not a big fan of yours at the moment.
So I'll let her pick the next one if she likes it, and I'll do whatever. If she wants to watch, I 100% promise you. So
and me will be covering Burlesque any day now. Then
that's fine.
No, it's not.
But hey, if listen, I'm all for it. If she has to put up with these movies, we'll find stuff to talk about in Burlesque.
I'll pitch it to her, but I hate that film.
Cam Gigante's relationship with Christina Aguilera, I felt really had a lot of pathos.
The sequin budget on that film alone is through the roof.
Oh, we got to research that. Just count the sequins.
It's a failing club. It's a failing club, and like they would save themselves if they just cut the sequin budget in half.
You're right.
And they have these like 10-foot tall light up letters that spell out burlesque on the stage that they could probably sell for several, like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Anyway, different podcast.
I'd just buy separate letters. I wouldn't buy all the burlesque.
What else could you spell with saying burlesque?
Oh, my brain's not working right now. We can do that after the break as well. And what about, I love the scene in this when Pip is like, I'm just thinking about being in a swimming pool, spinning around like an egg. It's a good bit.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then Michael McKean is selling ad space.
Yeah, that was a nice touch. Like, he's opportunistic. It's what he'd do if he was in this scenario.
How did they get this cast?
I think, well, were they all... none of them were, like, huge stars in 94. So, like, Fraser, what had he done before this?
Encino Man?
Yeah, exactly.
School Ties?
So he was on the rise. As you say, he wasn't even first choice.
Adam Sandler had that Overboard movie.
Yeah, and he was more SNL, so he was kind of fitting in filming this around SNL, I think. Buscemi, he'd done Reservoir Dogs, but he wasn't exactly a name at that point. Farley was again SNL. McKean and Judd Nelson were never like A-listers.
Yeah.
And Ernie Hudson. It'd been a decade since Ghostbusters, so
he was in No Escape. Have you seen No Escape?
I haven't. I do like Ernie Hudson.
Yeah. Ray Liotta's in it. Action star Ray Liotta. Seriously.
I believe you. I will watch that now.
We won't do it next for the pod.
We're already booked for Swim Fan next, I think. That's our next one on the schedule.
I don't want to like totally. If we need to throw one in before that, I'm all for it. I don't want because Swim Fan is Swim Fan. I got to tell you.
I thought it was.
And I'm gonna have to do a lot of. I'm like a one bit guy with Swim Fan because my whole bit with Swim Fan is I don't think she's a fan of swimming. So I need to move past that. Otherwise, we're gonna have a very short podcast.
If you don't want to cover Swim Fan, I'm okay with that.
Oh no, I'm 100% in. I can't back down now. I'm committed.
Yeah.
But this guy, the writer Rich Wilkes, he had done the Stone Age, Jerky Boys. I don't know if you ever heard of the Jerky. You knew the Jerky Boys, right?
No, that's unfamiliar.
They were just obnoxious guys who would prank call people, and then they made a movie out of it. And then he wrote Triple X, and he just did that Motley Crue document, the biopic on Netflix.
Oh, The Dirt.
Yeah, The Dirt. And then the director, he had done Heathers, so that's why. And he had done The Truth About Cat and Dogs. So, or I think if he had Heathers under his belt, and people saw that, they were like, oh, this probably will be good, right?
Yeah, that makes sense then. But he also did Hudson Hawk.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
that was all Bruce Willis though, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was. It's been a while. And he did My Giant later on. 40 Days and 40 Nights. That was kind of a guilty pleasure.
I remember liking that. I'm a Hartnett fan.
Yeah, I listened to your faculty show.
Oh, nice. And he moved on. He did Jessica Jones, True Blood, Californication, Dexter, Bored to Death. So he's moved on to a lot of projects, this guy.
He had one episode of The West Wing.
Oh, wow. Walk and Talk?
I think it was an early one.
Do you think he was sitting around with Martin Sheen on set and like, hey, I directed Airheads?
Well, Airheads features one of Bartlett's daughters.
Really?
Yeah. Susie. She's played the blonde in the station who has sex with Pip.
Oh, wow.
She's played by Nina Siemaszko. That's a hard surname. Who plays Bartlett's middle daughter, I think.
I never watched West Wing.
Oh, I loved it. It's one of my favorite shows.
Really?
But yeah, she's not in it a lot. She's only in like a handful of episodes throughout the series. But yeah, she's there. She's
Do you
recognizable.
do you think he brought her in, Michael Lehman?
I don't think she was cast until like the second or third season, so probably not.
Got it. And you know what's surprising about this movie? It only made 12.4 million, counting in like with inflation. So it tanked.
That's not a lot.
I remember it being a hit.
That surprises me. I mean, this is before Sandler became such a big name.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser's never sold a lot of box office seats, unless he's got like a mummy co-starring with him. But that does surprise me because this feels like a very 90s comedy that would have done well.
You talk to most people our age, they probably have seen it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe VHS.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to compare what it made at the cinema to what it made when it hit home video.
Well, I'll do that after the break. You got a lot of work for me, man. What's going on? What'd you think about the Harold Ramis cameo?
Unexpected. I liked it. I really like Harold Ramis, and I like that he's playing just like a real kind of white collar guy. He's just pretending to be an exec. But he's just a cop. He doesn't know his music. It was fun. It's like Lemmy is God. Nice.
He had a good comeback though when they asked about Van Halen or Hagar, and he's like, "Well, after he left, they did sell millions of records. Give me one more chance, man." Like that was good. I wonder if that was improv. No, that probably wasn't improv.
No, he probably knew a little bit. Like they probably picked him out of the police to do that because he was a fan of the music, but he didn't live rock and roll. He just kind of listened to it now and then.
Got it.
So.
Have you ever been shot in the face with hot sauce?
No, surprisingly, I haven't. I'm sure there's many people who've wanted to do that, but it's never happened yet. Yet, it's still time.
There's still a chance.
Yeah, you never know. I'm gonna try and be prepared for that to happen because I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, I just wear sunglasses at all times.
I've chopped chilies and then touched my face and regretted it. So I don't want that to happen by force.
All right, how about this? Let's take a break. Let's write a dossier on protecting our eyes from getting shot in the face with an Uzi full of hot sauce. And when we come back, we'll talk more Airheads. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And Jay and I are just going to wear goggles from now on, 24/7.
I mean, I wear glasses anyway, so I hope they're prescription goggles. Yeah. Otherwise, this is going to be awkward.
Oh, of course, of course.
Good. Okay, fine then. I'm on board.
All right. Now, all right. How's this? You and I, right? We are in a band. We're in a band called the Army of Three, because isn't like the Army of One? But like I don't know. And there's only two of us. No, the name of we're like a White Stripes duo, but the name of our band is Jimmy, Steve, Ricky, Debbie, Bobby, and the What You Wants, and it's just two of us.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
I want there to be a solo artist called the Three Amigo.
And he has a banjo, a harmonica, and then a little drum kit that he he puts his foot on.
Yeah. It's like a one-man band, but he's called the Three Amigo.
So Jimmy, Ricky, Debbie, Steve, and the What You Wants, we take over a place and we call up the cops and we say, we have some very weird demands. What are some weird things that we should ask of these police? Well, so you get 5, I get 5. What are some weird things we ask? Because I love in this movie, it showed like a cottage cheese.
A helmet full of cottage cheese.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. And then you have...
was it 67 copies of Moby Dick?
Yeah.
Which they've apparently made a book out of it. So that's good.
Street Fighter, arcade game. Then they have, guitars, giant baby bottles. Let's see, naked pictures of B. Arthur.
They didn't specify, at what point in time B. Arthur. How did they get that? Because they got that. It's referenced. How did they... did they go to B. Arthur? Did somebody have that on file?
Whoever works for them needs a raise.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's amazing. I love it. Do we not pick weird things?
Right, go weirder.
I would ask for a VHS tape of every single Ernest commercial made between 86 and 89.
Okay. I'm going to ask for enough pots of chocolate pudding to be built into a replica of Robbie the Robot. Life size.
Do they have to build it, or do we build it?
Yes, of course.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Because you need to add the time factor. If they have it all on hand, fine, but you still need to actually do it. Just buy yourself some time.
See, I can't top that now. I'm just going to say a Foghat Live cassette. I just want that, because I used to have it and it got stuck in my truck, and when I sold it, it was still stuck in there, so I don't have it anymore. So I want a Foghat Live cassette.
I would like, I'd like them to reassemble the Counting Crows for a live performance.
Oh, I love that. I'd want a poster board glued with macaroni that like recreates the cantina scene from A New Hope.
Okay, yeah. This is very difficult to come up with random things. Is the problem? Their skill at doing that in the just with so little inspiration because they're just in a radio station and they're just coming up with these nonsense things and not even stuff they want. Just so they can plead insanity at a later date. So just, I don't know, a wheelbarrow full of cough syrup.
Oh, I'd want Jack Black to call me and tell me about his time on the Waterworld set.
Yeah, that sounds very doable. I'm sure he'd be very willing to kind of discuss that kind of thing.
I want to hear it.
Let's see. I would like a Robin Reliant but painted tartan.
I want the aluminum sword from the Patrick Swayze movie Steel Dawn.
And a hot air balloon with a cow tied to it, dangling, like in Rat Race.
I like the wheelbarrow full. That'd be amazing, and you can't drop anything. Oh wait,
Yeah.
Is it like they pour the cough syrup into the wheelbarrow, or is it just bottles?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not in bottles. It's just the liquid cough syrup in the wheelbarrow.
What? And they can't spill. Imagine that.
Yeah. So you got to add the challenge to it, and you set up an obstacle course for them to bring it to you.
Our 11th and 12th would be an obstacle course for them to do that.
Which like finishes with a slide.
Oh,
It's like put up just a giant ramp, like an 8-foot tall ramp, and then just a slide down the other side.
Wait, all right. The last one needs to be American Gladiators, right? Remember when there was those two, like the two people stood there with those, they had like the joust, but then they just whapped each other with those, both sides were padded, and then they would hit each other with them.
Yeah.
I think both hands had to stay on the thing. I would need that setup inside the lobby, so then we could actually recreate those. Because I've always wanted to do that.
We had that in the UK as well. I didn't realize you had that in America.
American Gladiators?
We just had gladiators. I think maybe it was started here first. Stars. So yeah, I didn't realize that you had that in the States.
I would put on some fog hat. I'd be hitting people with that stuff. We'd be drinking cough syrup just because. The good cough syrup that gets you messed up.
Well, I wouldn't ask for just one particular kind of like a cocktail of cough syrup in the wheelbarrow. So at least like 5 or 6 different brands.
Yeah, in equal amount.
Yeah, absolutely. But like layered, you can get those cocktails that are like a rainbow, like one layer after each other. So they have to be a transparent wheelbarrow.
Oh my god.
So you can see the individual layers that they've carefully poured it in.
So I would be like, I want 5 of them to be 15% of that, and I want another one to be the extra 25% left, and make them do all the math to do that.
Yeah. Just got to make it tricky. Keep them busy.
I gotta tell you, man, I would lose my mind if I saw Mr. Jones perform live.
I really like the Counting Crows.
And Accidentally in Love, I would love to hear that song live.
Yeah.
I love that. Was Shrek 2?
Raining in Baltimore? Come on.
What? Been in Omaha? Somewhere in the middle of America. Oh, man. I don't want to leave this thing here.
Just gonna keep naming things.
So, what do you think? Do you think they're gonna have a career? They're triple platinum now. Do you think they're gonna be like famous after jail?
I reckon they're one-hit wonders is the problem. I reckon prison's gonna change them.
Yeah.
Like they've got the record. Well, it's gonna be a gimmick, isn't it? So the album that they release is live from prison. So it's their hook is this was recorded in prison, or if not, then immediately after prison. So once they're out, they've lost their gimmick. They're not in prison anymore.
That's a
maybe
great
they would
point.
try and get themselves reincarcerated, so they could be back in prison to record again to just keep that hook. But knowing them, it would go wrong where either one of them would get incarcerated, or they get sent to different prisons, so to prevent being repeat offenders, or it would go horribly wrong and one of them dies or something. I can't see them having a second album, either releasing it or it doing well.
And if you
I'd like them to. They seem like nice guys.
Yeah, I want Pip to succeed.
I'd like them to, but I just don't think they can.
Because if you think about it, they spend a lot of time on that first album. Years, it seems. So when they're forced to, I call it the Downton Abbey syndrome, where, this is really weird, but Downton Abbey took off with 6 amazing episodes, and they're like, give us another season in 8 months with 12 episodes. And